This story takes place when I was 19. I'm not proud of what we used to do back then, but it was the only way we knew how to make money. Me, my friend Alex, and this guy everyone just called Money. We broke into houses, mostly empty ones. We'd steal whatever we could carry and sell it for cash. We were careful. Never broke into places when people were home. No violence. It was just about the money. I was saving up to leave Detroit. I wanted to get my little sister out too. She was living with our mom and her drunk boyfriend. Every dollar we made brought me closer to getting us out. But no matter how much we stole, it was never enough. The guy who bought our stolen stuff always said it wasn't worth much. We were risking our lives for pennies. Then Money told us about this guy. Lived all alone in a dead neighborhood on the east side, an old Gulf War vet, blind. Money said he got a massive payout, like $300,000, after his daughter was killed in a car accident. The girl who hit her was some rich kid. The family paid him off, and apparently he kept the cash in his house. It sounded too good to be true, but we checked it out. The place was on a block where every other house was abandoned. No streetlights, no neighbors. Just this one rundown home with boards on the windows and a tall fence. The only movement we ever saw was the guy's big Rottweiler. Money had a plan for that too, sleeping pills in raw meat. The night we went in, everything was quiet. The dog passed out just like we hoped. We slid open a window in the back and climbed inside. The house was dark, smelled like old wood and something metallic. There were broken picture frames, dusty furniture, and a weird kind of silence. Not the peaceful kind, the heavy kind. We found the blind guy asleep in his bedroom. Money left a sleeping gas canister near the door, just to be safe. Then we started looking around. There was a heavy metal door that led to the basement. It had a huge padlock on it. Money said, "That's where it is. Gotta be." He pulled out his pistol. I told him not to. That this was a bad idea. He didn't listen. He aimed at the lock and pulled the trigger. The blast echoed through the whole house. That's when I saw something move at the end of the hallway. The old man, he didn't yell, didn't panic, he just stood there, completely still. Money pointed the gun at him, started yelling, trying to scare him. Then, in one move, the guy lunged. He grabbed Money's wrist, twisted the gun out of his hand, and bang. The shot rang out like a cannon in that silent house. Money dropped. He didn't even scream. I was frozen behind a door. I hadn't moved a muscle. My heart felt like it stopped. The blind man stood over the body. Then he reached down, grabbed the gun, and started feeling around the floor. He was listening, sniffing the air. He knew someone else was in the house. He locked the front door, and then he shut off the lights. That's when it hit me. We thought we were hunting an old blind man, but we just walked into his trap. After Money was killed, I stayed frozen behind that wall. I didn't breathe. I didn't even blink. The old man moved slowly, listening. Every floorboard creak, every shift of air. He noticed everything. Then I heard the sound of deadbolts. He was locking every way out. Alex found me a minute later, and we kept our voices to whispers. We didn't know where he was, but we knew we had to move. We remembered the safe Money spotted earlier, behind a panel in the closet. We waited until the blind man stepped away, then slipped in and opened it. The money was there, neatly stacked in rubber bands. We took it all, every dollar. But as we crept out, Alex stopped. He looked down, our shoes. We had taken them off before coming in, and now they were gone. That's when we knew. He knew we weren't alone. He'd found our shoes. He was looking for us now. We ran downstairs, hoping to find another way out. And that's when we opened the basement door. It smelled worse down there, like mold and something else I couldn't place at first. Until I realized it was sweat and blood. We crept through the darkness with just our phone lights. The concrete walls were damp. We stepped over old paint cans and trash bags. Then we saw it. A person in the back corner. It was a woman. She was gagged, arms chained to a pipe. Her belly was round. She was pregnant. At first, I thought she might be some squatter. But then she started screaming through the gag. We got it off her and she told us who she was. Her name was Cindy Roberts, the girl who killed his daughter. He didn't report her, didn't take her to court. He took her, kept her down here like an animal. She was going to give him a new child, a replacement. We unchained her, told her we were getting out. There was a storm cellar door on the other side of the basement. We sprinted toward it. That's when we heard the stairs creak. He was here. We reached for the door, and the gunshot went off. One single, deafening blast. Cindy dropped. He didn't mean to shoot her. He collapsed to the floor beside her body, started sobbing, almost like a kid. We tried to stay quiet, but he heard us. He shut off the power. Everything went black. Pitch black. I couldn't see my hands. I couldn't see Alex. But he could. He started walking toward us, breathing heavy, arms out. This was his territory now. I heard Alex whisper my name, told me to stay still. The blind man was getting close to him. Then I heard it. Fast, wet, stabbing sounds. Alex let out a sharp breath. Then, nothing. I whispered his name. No reply, just footsteps, slow and steady, walking away. I thought it was over. But then the Rottweiler came charging down the hallway, eyes wide, foaming at the mouth. I bolted into a nearby bedroom, slammed the door, and shoved a chair against it. But there were no windows, no way out, except one. A vent. I crawled blindly through the duct, inch by inch. The metal groaned under my weight. Then I heard a crash. The dog had broken through the door. It was coming. I felt the vent shake behind me as it forced its way in. The air was tight. I couldn't move fast. I just kept crawling. Then, the vent dropped straight down into the laundry room. I hit the floor hard. That's when he got me. He was there, the blind man. He must have come through a side hallway. I didn't even have time to scream. When I woke up, I was back in the basement, chained, just like Cindy had been. I couldn't move, could barely breathe. And then, I saw it, the turkey baster. He cut open his fridge, pulled out a jar, filled the baster. He was just inches away when Alex. He came out of nowhere and tackled him. He broke the chain, unlocked my wrist. We ran. I asked him how he was still alive. He said when the blind man stabbed him earlier, he'd used Money's body as a shield. Played dead. Smart, but not enough. As we reached the front door, boom. The gun fired again. Alex collapsed. He was gone this time. For real. I ran. The dog chased me across the street. I lured it into Money's car and locked it in the trunk. I thought I was free. But somehow, he was still standing, bleeding, limping, but alive. He grabbed me, dragged me back inside. I could barely fight anymore. But I remembered something. The alarm system. I slammed my fist against the panel. The siren blared. Loud, piercing, constant. He screamed, covered his ears, stumbled. I picked up the crowbar, and I swung. Again, and again, and again. He fell backwards into the basement. There was a loud bang. His gun went off into his side. I left him there, didn't wait to see if he was still breathing. Weeks later, I saw it on the news. Veteran defends home from 2 intruders.
We have breaking news tonight as a local veteran defended his home against 2 intruders in the early...
They said he was recovering in the hospital. Stable condition. They didn't mention Cindy, didn't mention me, didn't mention the money. He told the police 2 people broke in, and he defended himself. That was it. I live across the country now. Took my sister and ran far. But I still sleep being afraid, because I know he's out there,